Now, are you one of the thousands who queued to get your hands on Apple's latest iPhone 4, only to be left a little bit disappointed?
Well, loads of users have reported problems with dropped calls and poor signal strength, and now the company's called a surprise news conference tonight because it's going to try and resolve the problem. And LJ Rich from the BBC's technology programme Click is here to tell us more. Very good morning to you.
Morning.
Now, the problem is that when people hold on to the phone, it loses signal.
This is called the death grip, and the idea behind it was that if you're holding the phone wrong, the antenna that's based in the case of the iPhone 4 just wouldn't pick up the signal. And what was happening is, you know how you get signal bars on your phone? It was showing it had more bars than were actually available. So what Apple have said that they're doing is they're going to change the number of signal bars that it thinks it's got, if that makes sense.
So they think it's a software problem, do they? They're just going to do a little tweak and then it'll show that it's got low signal.
Well, in the release, they said that it's been a problem for all of the iPhones, that there's been this sort of issue with where the antenna is and the signal bars. So they're saying it's a software thing, but also these rubber bumpers that you can get are meant to help the problem. And a lot of people are speculating whether or not they're going to issue sort of free rubber bumpers to solve the problem.
You know, when we spoke about this story before, and a lot of people got in touch with us saying, hold on a minute, it's not about how many bars are showing. The phone actually just doesn't work that well. It's not an issue with, if you like, what it says it's doing. It's about what it actually is capable of. Is Apple saying there's not a problem with how well it can receive signal?
Well, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen at the press conference this evening, although I will be watching it with interest. We know, for example, that anyone using a smartphone on networks, they'll suffer a bit because the networks themselves have difficulty coping with all that heavy data usage. And we've seen this change recently, where a lot of telecoms are saying, right, we're not going to let you use as much data as we were expecting before. So I think the whole of the system is under strain. It shouldn't really just be Apple that are being singled out for having phones that don't work perfectly. I think every operator and every company that makes phones is going to have that kind of problem.
Although, obviously, if you are a phone manufacturer and you have a reputation like Apple do, it's a bit of a dent in confidence if simply by picking up and holding the phone to your ear to make a call, it causes a problem.
Yes, I think there is an issue there in terms of if you can't use your iPhone as a phone, then that is a problem. I mean, a lot of the time, Apple, they'll make fantastic products for people. They'll solve problems that people don't have. That's the kind of basis, and they are very user-centred. And if you can't use the phone and you buy it because you want to use it, of course that's going to create a problem. So it'll be very interesting to see how they resolve it.
And sorry, later this evening, the press conference later this evening.
Yeah, 6 o'clock, I think.
And I was just going to, on exactly that point. I mean, how often do they come out and do a press conference about a problem or a fix?
I think that what Apple like to do is, at least in my experience, is they'll use the press conference to talk about something new and something great and something interesting. So I think that the internet especially is quite interested to see exactly what they're going to say, and there has been quite a lot of speculation. It would cost £1.5 billion, according to one analyst, or one analysis, to recall all the iPhones, and they are suggesting that maybe they'll just issue these free little bumpers instead.
OK, lots of people watching with interest tonight. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.